So this one is one of the streaks that he sent.
This former Epsom girl's grammar...
I mean, he's sending photos in Snapchat. I mean, apparently there's nothing untoward, but that's pretty weird.
I would almost consider that photo suggestive because, that low angle.
That's pretty weird. We're not going to go there. We're going to watch ourselves through defamation, but that's still pretty weird.
A student was 14 when she started messaging David Seymour. It was 2016, and Snapchatting the politician had become common schoolyard fun.
It was kind of talked about between schools, high schools in Auckland, that if you were to Snapchat David Seymour, he'll reply, basically no matter what you say.
Snapchat allows users to send messages and images that last a few seconds before they're automatically deleted. She would always initiate the messaging, and Seymour would sometimes reply on consecutive days, making what Snapchat calls a streak.
Sent him a selfie of me and a bunch of my girlfriends at 15 drinking vodka cruises, a selfie with us all holding them, saying, "Oh, come to my party, come to my party." And this was his response.
Seymour replied to one invitation, "Hope you're not in trouble."
Let's just go back.
Thanks. Seymour replied to...
So the response says, "Can't, I'm afraid, but you guys have a great night and be safe." The idea of a group of 15-year-olds, nothing sexual, completely dressed, sending a what, 50-year-old? I don't know how old he is, 40-year-old something photo, and having that person respond to it. There's a line between legally doing something wrong and just fucking icky, and this is just fucking icky. It's just icky.
He's 41.
He's 41 now. Jeez, he acts like a 60-year-old. So that means he would have been in his late 30s. 2016. 2016, that's 8 years. He would have been 33. Oh, that kind of feels even ickier. So a 33-year-old sending messages, conversing with a 15-year-old. I don't know.
To one invitation, "Hope you're not in trouble." "Oh, thanks for the invite." Her mother had no idea about the messaging at the time and says any parent would be uncomfortable with their teenager messaging a 30 or 40-year-old man.
Honestly, I just find the whole thing quite bizarre. Reiterated many times that there was nothing inappropriate in the messages themselves, but I think that contact, direct one-on-one, and particularly via Snapchat itself is inappropriate. He must have been having many messages come through, and it's like, well, who's actually got the time?
Another thing I'm noticing is he replied here at midnight.
This former Auckland grammar student also messaged Seymour when he was 15. He says at the time it was hilarious.
And I was like, yes, thank you. And I remember going around school that day and showing everyone that David Seymour had replied to me. That was a big moment.
He says the messages from Seymour were not inappropriate.
Yeah, there was no malevolence behind it or anything. I think I'd like to get that out there. And at the time, talking to him, I felt very safe and comfortable.
But now he's in his early 20s. His feelings about whether MPs should be able to communicate directly with minors.
Do you know what's weird? I mean, apart from the obvious, it's that he's sending photos. You don't have to send a photo. My kids use Snapchat. It's the mode of communicating with one another all the time. But you can see no photo on the me, no photo on the David, no photo on the me, then a photo of David. That's the thing that feels even ickier. I mean, like, Chewy, if someone messaged me on Twitter, right, and I didn't know who they were or what they were about, I might go, "Sweet, thanks, bro, thanks for the support," whatever, move on. But would I do you know what I mean? That feels the weird part about it. That's what it is. It's the photo that makes it feel a bit ick. That's what it is. You want to say anything?
Yeah,
Keep going.
There's a lot here that makes me feel ick and is just ill-considered. Now, Seymour's not the only politician to have been caught like this. Remember the Bish, famously also. Same platform, Snapchatting teens. I think for a public servant to be messaging people, non-voters, underage, on a platform that is designed to disappear the messages,
yeah,
is just unwise.
And again, look, I can see some of the comments in the chat making particular accusations. I guess the only accusation you can make at the moment is this does not feel like a wise thing to do. Beyond that, we can't say anything that may or may not be an intention. We have no idea, and as far as we know, there's nothing about it other than this is just weird, dude. This is just weird. We're going to keep playing, yeah?
Directly with minors have changed.
Yeah, having an adult have such free access to so many students is, yeah, I don't like it at all, regardless of what they talked about or anything like that.
David Seymour is making no apologies for replying to the students, saying he was being courteous.
I've done absolutely nothing wrong other than be responsive using the technology of the time. I've always sought to behave the same online as I am in person. School kids come up to me and ask for selfies. I think it'd be a terrible thing if New Zealand got to the stage where I had to say, no, sorry, you don't have permission from your parents.
But that doesn't sit well with this parent, who wants a change in how politicians can communicate with children.
Guidelines or rules or regulations in place so this sort of thing doesn't happen and isn't allowed to happen.
David Seymour says he barely uses Snapchat anymore, saying other social media sites are more relevant.